just a quick rundown real quick of how all this started today and kind of where we're heading at the present time and where we think we'll be going later tonight and tomorrow. And then we'll answer a few questions. The police chief will talk to us as well. But at around 11 o'clock this morning, Montague County deputies pulled over a Cadillac on US 81 287 north of Bowie, and during that traffic stop, the Montague County deputy was shot multiple times and was able to use his radio and call for help. Montague County funneled the information down to Wise County as a suspect vehicle was described as a black Cadillac headed southbound 287. Decatur Police Chief Rex Hoskins and his crew, along with our crew and Texas Department of Public Safety, immediately hit 287, working from Decatur up towards Montague County line. At that point is when the suspect vehicle was seen, and a traffic stop was attempted by DPS. He continued to flee and started to shoot at the pursuing officers. During the pursuit, one of our patrol lieutenant vehicles that was in the pursuit was struck in the windshield with the patrol lieutenant driving. The police chief Hoskins' car was also struck by gunfire from the suspect, we believe, and pursuit came on down into the city of Decatur, and eventually, just outside our office here, all of y'all have probably seen it, I'm assuming. The suspect tried to pull out off of 380 Business onto 380 and was struck broadside by an 18-wheeler. Once the suspect was struck by the 18-wheeler, he exited the vehicle with a firearm and engaged our deputies in a firefight. None of the deputies were hit by any suspect shots. The suspect was hit as the deputies returned fire, and he was transported by Wise County EMS to Wise Regional Health Systems in Decatur. He was later flown in a helicopter ambulance from Wise Regional Health Systems to John Peter Smith Hospital, where he remains. We've been told that he is basically legally deceased. However, he is on machines for potential organ harvesting. And at the present time, we have not identified who the suspect is. We do have some physical descriptions of him, and in the process of working with Tarrant County SO and getting him fingerprinted to see if we can identify him. At the present time, the lead investigation is being led by the Texas Rangers. We will have the Texas Department of Public Safety Crime Lab will be here to process the suspect's vehicle, and that's basically what we have right now. I know there's a lot of rumors going around, and people wanting to know if this is connected to the Colorado shooting of the director of their prison system. We don't know that it is or it's not. We will confirm and say that the Colorado is sending and should be here this evening investigators that are working on that case and other homicide cases in the Colorado area. And that's basically where we stand right now. And the police chief is here. He may want to say a few words.
Actually, I think David pretty well covered the whole incident.
So, Chief, you were there on scene. Can
Yes.
you describe what it was like? Shots being fired at you in exchange?
I was sitting in a crossover, and the car was supposed to be being stopped, but he took off. And when he came by me, he was, I'm gonna say, probably running about 100 miles an hour. Just had his left arm out the window, and he was just shooting. He shot four times when he passed by my car parked in the median of the highway.
Can either of you confirm the license plates on the Cadillac being from Colorado?
There is license plates on the car from Colorado, yes, there is. And I'll also let you know this is a multi-jurisdictional operation. Obviously, the authorities with the state of Colorado, also with the state of Texas, Department of Public Safety, obviously the Texas Rangers, and Decatur PD, Wise County SO, Montague County SO. Because of the possibility that it could be related to the prison murder in Colorado, the Office of the Inspector General, which is a state agency, which was is in charge of working on investigations within Texas prisons, is also involved in the investigation as well.
Did you all run the plate? Did you contact Colorado, or did Colorado contact you?
You know, I don't know who ran the plates. I think it's just we noticed they were Colorado plates, and then through the Fusion Center, I believe, and I may be speaking out of turn there, I believe it was the Fusion Center, and the Texas Rangers were able to contact them. Also know too, the FBI, a representative from the FBI was on the scene. I believe they made some calls as well.
Can you tell us about the deputies, the deputy okay, who was shot?
I only know what I've been told by the Montague County Chief Deputy, that he was shot multiple times. He was shot, I believe, in the chest area, had his bulletproof vest on, which obviously saved his life, and a grazing wound to his head. I don't know his name right off. I do know that he was in a hospital in the Bowie area, and they transferred him to a hospital in the Metroplex area, and I was told that it was non-life-threatening injuries at the present time.
How do you feel about the way all law enforcement work together to stop to end this pursuit and stop it?
You know, and we're pretty fortunate in Wise County, and Rex may want to say something on this, and not only just in Wise County, but this whole North Texas region. We all work as one law enforcement agency. We pretty much all know each other, and it worked out very well.
Were there any lessons y'all learned from the tragic incident that happened a couple of years ago back in Bridgeport with the sergeant there? Was there any way y'all maybe tried this pursuit different than the pursuit was a couple of years ago with Randy White? Have y'all learned lessons from that and apply it to pursuits today?
I don't think anything's different. You know, the difference between this one and the Bridgeport one was the guy who had the gun, he was shooting people. It's like any other pursuit. The person being pursued was driving at high rate speed, putting the public in danger, and it just made it a more deadly issue with him shooting than anything else, that he needed to be taken off the street no matter what. Stopped.
At this point, I'm not sure if you could specifically say, do you know who this suspect is and can release it, or at this point, do you
We have
not?
no idea who, names whatsoever. There's no identification on it, nothing.
Can you say whether or not there's any evidence from that Cadillac or from the scene that links this person's car to the murders in Colorado?
We haven't processed the vehicle yet. Department of Public Safety Crime Lab will be here tomorrow to do that with us. We don't have not got in the vehicle yet to get any evidence out. Do we suspect that it will be related? It may be, but until we get in the car, we can't say for sure positive.
Just the matching description, though, that's getting the Colorado investigators on the way. What is it that makes this case such a strong possibility to be connected to theirs that they're sending folks?
Well, I believe the description of the car in Colorado, from what we understood, was a black box-style car. I believe they had in the news that they thought it might be a Lincoln. This is a box-style black car with Colorado plates, and that's kind of how it all got started.
Any word on what kind of weapons were used in the shootout? Were they just handguns, anything more than that?
Handgun.
How many rounds do you think the suspect fired?
We won't know that until we combine but you basically have two investigations going on at once here, and potentially more, depending on any outcome in Colorado. We'll have the investigation here, actually where the shooting was here. We'll also have the investigation in Montague County. You basically have two separate crime scenes. So once those are both complete, the Texas Rangers that are here working on this, the Texas Ranger in Montague that will be working on that, will combine all the trace evidence that we found in both places.
Sheriff, you obviously, I know you said you haven't processed it, but you've looked in the car. Was there anything in there that you saw that's happened in Colorado? Was there possibly a uniform, a pizza delivery man uniform you saw in the car?
We can't confirm that at this point.
You did mention the Clemens murder, but you also said murderers. Is there a possibility that there's more than the Clemens murder that's being looked at as a possible link?
There are other murders in Colorado that you know, the investigators there have called down here and talked about. I don't know that it's going to have anything to do, but obviously, like any of us here, if you have an open murder, you want to look at it and see if there's any connection.
What was it? Was there anything you could tell us that you could see in the car?
No, sir. I didn't really look in it as much as our investigators, and until we get it processed, we won't be releasing what was in it yet.
And I know there's a detour in Bowie for when the initial shooting took place. Do you know when that's going to reopen? I know that's still a crime scene, but
I have no idea.
No, I didn't even know there was one. shut it down. It's still shut down.
We know this was a traffic stop. If you said this, I apologize. What was it? Do you know, why did the Montague County deputy try to pull this vehicle over?
We don't have any idea. That's something that you probably have to talk to the Montague County Sheriff. The Montague County Chief Deputy did mention to us that his assignment for the day was to be working criminal interdiction on US 81, 287. And that's all we know.